Okay, I think I've gotten a new toy. I've been wanting one for emergency situations, and I happened to find this on sale on Amazon 2 days ago, and I went ahead and ordered it, and it was delivered today. I don't have time to put it all together and play with it because I've got work in just a little bit, but it comes with these, and this is a drain hose, power cord. I don't know what this is. I'm gonna have to read the instructions, but exhaust vents and the power port, and that's, well, I think these are the ones that this blows out air into the room, and this takes air in, and these spit the hot air out and bring fresh air in. Maybe, I don't know, but it comes with the 3 exhaust hoses, covers for the ends of the exhaust hoses, and these are the port attachments, I guess, up here. I'm not real sure. I'm gonna have to read the directions. This is the power brick. I guess if you're gonna plug it in to AC power. But I'm pretty excited. I went with this brand. They're not, I don't get any kickbacks, no coupon codes, no nothing. But I went with this brand because I have the, I don't know if y'all saw my other video where I had the little baby freezer ice chest, electric, the 12-volt one by Bougerv, and I had it for a year, and right after the 1 year passed, it broke. And I emailed them, and they said, can you show us what it's doing? And I said, well, you know, I'm not a engineer. I'm not mechanically inclined. I purchased this. It's under warranty. I can give you a picture of it. And I sent them a picture. And they said, okay, well, it needs to be replaced. They sent me a brand new one out. And with they paid shipping and everything. And I've not had any problems out of that fridge freezer since. So that's why I went with Bougerv to try. Now, I am going to tell you that I'm going to test this thing like a lot, and if it does not work at all, it will be going back. I'm really hoping it works out though, because I want to be able to cool the smallest place in my house, and if I need to, put my dogs in that area so that they can stay cool and healthy. And but I also want it to do double duty. I want to be able to take it in my camper van, which is small. My camper van is small, so it should work out, because I'm not going to try to go in camping in Texas 105, 106, 107 degree weather. What I want it for the camper van is to extend my camping season, because right now I don't mess with the heat. I go camping in December, January, and February. I love cold camping. But a friend of mine, several ladies I know have their own vintage campers and little trailers, and they love to go camping in March, April, May. Well, they've got AC. My van does not have AC. So by March, April, May, we'll be in the high 80s. And so I was thinking, if this was enough to cool my camper van at night so I can sleep. And where I go camping, there's always trees, because I'm not trying to desert camp. I like trees. I like shade. I don't like the heat. And everybody says, so why are you in Texas? Because I like the people in the city that I live in. They're nice people. I've lived all over the U.S. and the people here are really nice. Or at least that's been my experience. But I want to be able to extend my camping season, because I can't sleep at night. I have like really bad allergies, whatever you call it, respiratory. So as long as I have cool air to sleep, I can go camping at any time except for June, July, and August in Texas. But so I want to extend camping time, but also have something for emergencies for my dogs and for the old grandpa, because he's in his 70s now and the heat is harder and harder on him, and he's hard-headed. He's still teaching, and he doesn't want to completely retire yet. But in an emergency situation, he's got to have air conditioning. And I thought, well, this would be something to test, and then if it works out, we get him one for his house. Because I'm all about being ready for things that everyday life is going to throw at us. Not necessarily I'm worried about the zombie apocalypse or aliens or nothing like that. I'm just worried about being economically prepared and prepared for the weather. And, you know, I'm doing every little thing I can on my budget. But I got this on Amazon a few days ago, and it was normally $999, because I've been looking at them, and I've been looking at other ones, the EcoFlow Wave and all this stuff, but that's just out of my price range. But this was on sale on a lightning deal for $6.99. And, you know, save my dog's life, save the grandpa's life, you know. It would be worth it to me in this heat. I do have a power station big enough to run it. I have two, actually. One will run it for like 4.5 hours. One will run it for, I think, 12 hours. But then I have a dual fuel generator that would also run it. But I also have small window AC in a couple of the rooms just for emergencies. Because if you've ever lived in Texas and had your central AC die on you, which when I bought my house, it had the unit originally that came with the house in 1983, but I bought my house not that long ago, and it had that old AC in it. And so I had to save money until I could replace it. Well, I replaced it, but you know, it's so hot here, it's nothing to blow a capacitor or whatever, and then you've got to wait for the repair guy to come fix it. So I went ahead and put a couple of window units in when the old AC was in. But if we lose power, my generator will run one of the small window units. I'm pretty sure my gas propane generator will. But I want alternate options. My main thing is I want something that I can charge a power station off of solar panels, which I have. Charge the power station, run this, and it doesn't matter if the grid is down or not, or if I have gas for my generator, my gas propane generator. So I think it's a good option. We're just going to have to test. So like the smallest room in my house is my massage therapy room. And it's like 8.5 by 9.5. And so I probably will test it in this room and just see how cool it can bring it down. Like close the central AC vent and then shut the door and run this and see how low it can bring down the temperature in here. And that'll be a good test. And then, because I'm not going to try to use it to go camping in my van in June, July, or August, but the months I want to use it will be in the 80s. Well, right now it's 106 during the day, 107 during the day here. But at night it's like 84 degrees. So that is the temperature that it normally is in February and May. February through May. in the 80s. So I'm thinking if I take it out at night in the van and run it and see how low it can bring the temperature at night in the van down from in the 80s to how low it'll bring it down and keep it down. That'll give me a good idea of what it will do in the van in February, March, April, you know, in the shade, because I always park under the trees at the campgrounds, the state parks that I like to go to. So it should give me an idea of if it's going to work. So I'm going to test it like crazy, because if it doesn't work, it's going back. But I'm hoping it works, because I feel like it was a good deal. I wanted the EcoFlow Wave too, but it was just outside of my price range. And I didn't want a super, I guess a super fancy app controlled one. I wanted to be able to push the buttons, set it, and not worry about it. Not trying to connect to an app. Because there's a couple of campgrounds I go to where there's no cell service or Wi-Fi or nothing. Like, there's one that's by a dam in a river, and it's under tall pecan trees, and it's beautiful, but you are not going to be able to make phone calls or use any kind of Wi-Fi while you're there, unless you have like some kind of thing, specialty item to get you a signal. And I'm not spending money on that right now. Maybe next year. We'll see. But yeah, so this is just a long, blown out video of me talking about this new toy I got. And so when I test it, when I get it all hooked up and everything, and with the vents, I'll do another video. But yeah, this is kind of cool. I like it. Hopefully it's bigger than I thought it was, and hopefully I can figure it out and get it all set up.